Hey, I'm Matt, and I am headed to work. Oof. I'm in a lot of pain. I need 2 root canals, but that costs money. So yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. But good news. Before I left for work, we got a letter. Addressed to Austin, our 17-year-old son, who's going to be a senior this next year. And my wife opened it, and he was accepted into the Automotive Service Technology program at the Moore Norman Technology Center, which is basically like a VOTEC, I guess, or a community college. So he's going to spend his mornings, his senior year, he's going to spend his mornings there, learning automotive service technology. So he's really into cars. In fact, he has his mom's old car, and he kind of got in trouble because he cut the exhaust off and had to... we ended up having to pay to get, he wanted Flowmasters on it, and I'm like, dude, it's, it was your mom's old car. It's not like a sporty car, but yeah, he put Flowmasters on it, which he loves, and he's thinking about changing the headers, and he painted the rims black, which has just got the stock rims. He painted those black, and he's always doing something, and he's trying to figure out where he can fit a turbo on it. But yeah, I did find him and order him a sticker that says this sticker adds 5+ horsepower. So he loved that, and he ordered because he has a Pontiac Grand Dam, and he ordered a Pontiac sticker to go across the top of his windshield. And whenever that comes in, I am going to help him put that on his window. But I told him, I was like, don't expect to get all the money back out of your first car you put into it with all these little things. Treat it as a learning experience. Make it what you want. Make your first car what you want, but you will never get that money out of it. So he's aware of that, but he's using it for experience on working on cars. So very, very, very excited. In fact, he's at school, and I called him because sometimes he's at lunch right now. So I called him, but he wasn't at lunch right now. And I was leaving a voicemail, and he sent me a text. And I was like, oh, that's you that texted me. And then I hung up and replied to the text and told him. And his reply back, it was a reply of excitement, but he immediately said, don't let mom see that. And she was reading it right as he sent that, don't let her see that. And so she said she's going to give him a Tide Pod to clean his mouth out. But yeah, I'm very, very happy for Austin. He wants to be a mechanic, an automotive mechanic. I'm trying to steer him into welding, to at least learn how to weld, because being a mechanic is one thing, but being able to weld something, like he can weld exhaust, he can, there's things you can do to welding. He can do body work, weld on new body panel, which on older cars, because new cars aren't really metal. But he can work on frames on cars. He could, do all that stuff with welding. And I wish I would have learned how to weld. I still want to learn how to weld. In fact, I asked Austin if he'd be willing, maybe him and I take a welding class at the Moore Norman Technology Center or the VOTEC. Him and I taking a welding class together, because I would love to know how to weld. Because I have an old hot water tank in my backyard that I got from my dad, who's a plumber, that I wanted to turn into a smoker. But I need to weld it, which I don't have a welding a TIG or a MIG welder. I don't have a MIG or a TIG. Also need to cut it open, which I think it'd be cool to just, use a plasma cutter, which I don't have. So, yeah, I was wanting to turn that into a smoker. I still don't know if I want to do it a vertical smoker with a water bottom or a horizontal smoker with a firebox, which if I do a firebox, I have to figure out what to do the firebox on the side out of. Could do a firebox out of an old propane canister. But the thing is, if I cut into a propane canister, I gotta make sure that it doesn't have any residue left, because I really don't feel like being blown up. So, but yeah, very, very, very excited for Austin. Very excited for him. So yeah, he wants to work on cars, which is good because I drive cars, and it'd be cool to have a son that could work on them. And every time he hands me the bill, I'm like, do you remember that time that you broke my blah, 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 blah? Yeah, you never repaid me for that. And he'll be like, I was 8. And I'll be like, yeah, I know, you were 8. So, but yeah. No, very happy for Austin. So, I am running a little behind to work because I got so excited reading the letter and I forgot what time it was. So I should still be at work on time. Not as early as I'd like to be, but yeah. I mean, I'm still going to be early, but not as early as I'd like to be. That's the Marine in me. If you're 10 minutes early, you're 5 minutes late. So, but it would help if people would not drive in the left lane at or below the speed limit, because the new law in the state of Oklahoma states that you cannot camp out in the left lane. If you're in the left lane, you have to be actively passing or overtaking other vehicles. You can't just get in the left lane and go. But people don't understand that. So, yeah. Also very happy. Very, very happy. My personal favorite YouTuber is back on YouTube. Check out Pete Fighter 2. That's Pete WK's old, Pete WK was his old YouTube channel, and now it's Pete Fighter 2. Please give him encouragement, comment, give him likes. I loved his content. Always interesting. He has a great dynamic. Even though he doesn't see it, he has a great dynamic and personality on the camera. So yeah, and I love seeing him and Susie, his wife, interact, and Rosie. I haven't seen Rosie in forever because he. Okay, why are we stopping? Why are we stopping? But yeah, Pete has his new channel, and I was his first subscriber, and his first like, and his first comment, and the first person to watch his video. I don't want to brag or anything, but very, very happy for Pete. Very, very, very happy for Austin. Not so happy with my wife that she has to put up with me. In fact, we went to the Party Supply store. It was recently bought out by another Party Supply store chain. We were looking for stuff to finish out my wife's outfit for the medieval themed wedding we went to, and couldn't find it, but they had a sign that said cardboard cutouts $2.50, or no, $5. And then they had another sign that said cardboard cutouts 50% off, and they had a Dracula right inside the front door. And I asked her, I go, so is that $5 and 50% off? She called and said yes. I was like, I will take the Dracula for $2.50. So I got the Dracula cut out for $2.50, and I put it right there. Is a police officer? Okay. And I put it right outside the door, like it's in the hallway. So as soon as you open the door, you see it. It startled her a couple times. It even startled me. I was coming out of the bathroom this morning, and all the lights were off, and because coming out of the bathroom, it lines up with our bedroom door, and I saw a body standing there, and I like, my first thought was like, I clenched up my fist, and then I was like, wait, that is Dracula. So, yes, pranks can backfire. Even though she knew I was going to put it there. She knew I was putting it there. And the first time she walked out of the bedroom, it scared her. So, yeah. This was going to be about how proud I am of Austin. And then it turned into how happy I am that Pete is back. And then it turned into my teeth. And then it turned into... I mean, so, yeah, this is just going to be... I'll say this is a general life update. Yeah, I'm working on the dock at work, expediting. I like it. I'm not technically an expediter. It's just I got into it with a boss who, okay, if you don't remember back when I had the video where I shaved because I had to look more professional for work, one of my, a boss on a different tour asked me if I would come to that tour instead of working overnights, if I would work the evening shift and train as a supervisor. Well, the supervisor that was in the area I got the job in, I don't know this for a fact, but this is what I believe. I believe that she felt threatened by the fact that I was going to be training as a supervisor. So she started having meetings on my day off talking about PTSD, which I have PTSD, and depression, and an anxiety disorder from my time in the Marine Corps. And she started sharing my medical information with my coworkers, and then also said that they need to be on the lookout because if I get too upset, I can get violent. And that they need to write statements for any little bitty thing that happens, any little bitty thing they see. So 2 older ladies took it upon themselves to, every time I was around, they would feel threatened. One of them would throw stuff at me, to include hitting me in the face with trash. She threw trash, standing a foot away from me, threw trash and hit me in the face. And my only reply to her was, "Will you please stop throwing stuff at me?" And she went and said that I threatened her. She also went and said that I threatened her and quoted me word for word when she was screaming at me one day. And this was my word for word what I said to her. And she quoted me word for word, but said I threatened her. I said, "If you're uncomfortable, I will go work somewhere else and you can work with whoever you choose here on the belt." That was what I said to her. And her reply to me was, "I'm not the one uncomfortable, you are." And then she ran to an MDO, which is a manager, and said that I had threatened her, and you used those exact words, word for word. Well, needless to say, she was told to leave me alone, and she was moved. Because she then started to come and scream at me while the supervisor was standing there. But according to this lady, she did absolutely nothing wrong. So with that happening, and I just felt that I was not in a safe work environment because of my supervisor, and it led to my supervisor going off on me and screaming at me, and me asking her several times because she was just screaming, saying I was being irate. And I'm like, okay, if I'm being so irate, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to stand here and work like I was doing before you started yelling at me? Or do you want me to walk off the floor and take a break to calm down since you say I'm so irate? She refused to answer me. And then her boss heard the yelling going on. So he came over, and as soon as I saw her, I said to her, "Since I cannot get guidance from my supervisor, I am going to go on a break and step off the floor to calm down since you say I'm so irate." I walk over to her boss to talk to him. And he actually motioned for me to come over there. And the second I did that, she started screaming, "You see, everybody, he left the floor without permission. Y'all witnessed that." Well, I'm over there talking to him, telling him what was going on. She walks over there, completely different demeanor, and was going, "He was threatening people and blah, blah, blah." And I said to her, "Why are you lying?" She kept on. I said, "Why are you lying?" And finally, after about the 4th or 5th lie she told, I called her a lying effing bee in front of her boss. Her boss told me to get in a golf cart because they drive golf carts. It's a 1 million square foot facility. The managers drive golf carts. Told me to get in the golf cart. I immediately sat down in the golf cart. He told her to get in the golf cart. She screamed, "No, I'm not doing that," and then turned and walked off. Yet she was saying that I was uncontrollable and refusing to follow orders. So because I did that, I got moved out to the dock because I said I feel like it's a hostile work environment because of my boss. So I moved out to the dock. And I got moved out to the dock, which is a pay raise, and I got a letter of warning for cussing out a supervisor, and but yeah, I was told that I got disciplined for having the cojones to say what everyone else did. So, but I got moved out to the dock. So I'm been on the dock, but a couple jobs opened up. One of them is a day job working. Oh, there's my wife calling me. One of them is a day job, and the other one is an evening job. The same time I'm doing now, but I gotta take tests and pass tests and do training because it's entering information into the computer and dealing with companies that are mailing and getting the pricing and all that. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Matter of fact, when I get to work, I got to take the basic computer skills test. So I figure if I know how to upload a video to YouTube, I should be able to pass a basic computer test. So I'm gonna let you go so I can call my wife back. Bye.